Autumn in Chicago's Boys Town neighborhood brings with it the annual Matthew Shepard March, organized by the Gay Liberation Network and commemorating Matthew Shepard, a gay student at the University of Wyoming who, in 1998, was killed in a vicious hate crime. The 2008 march marks 10 years since Shepard's murder, and speakers at the rally preceding the march paid note to the gains for LGBT rights in those 10 years, and how, in many ways, things have not improved.
A little over 2 years ago, only a few blocks from here, Alex Rupert was leaving an Oscar party at a bar in Uptown when he was stopped by two uniformed, on-duty Chicago police officers. These police officers stopped Mr. Rupert without cause. Mr. Rupert questioned their authority, as is his right, for them to stop him. And when he questioned their authority, they became angry. They abducted Mr. Rupert. They slammed him down on the hood of their car. They forced him into the back of their squad car. They then drove that squad car approximately a block and a half away. They pulled into an alley. All the while, Mr. Rupert was pleading with them for them to inform them as to why he was being taken into custody. They dragged Mr. Rupert out of the police car. All the while, Mr. Rupert was pleading that they explain to him why he was taken into custody, why these two uniformed on-duty Chicago police officers were taking him into an alley. They pulled him from the car and from there began to viciously beat and attack Mr. Rupert with their fists, feet, and knees. They punched him repeatedly in the face, repeatedly about the body. Mr. Rupert began again to plead, this time for his life. Mr. Rupert was in deep fear. Mr. Rupert told these officers that he had AIDS, and it was only then that they stopped beating him. Mr. Rupert was then rushed to the Thorock Hospital, where he received 25 stitches to his eye. Mr. Rupert has since filed a federal lawsuit. This lawsuit is going to trial on December 8th. We ask that you all keep your eyes out for that. Amnesty International has taken up this cause also with us. Today we've handed out cards that are cards to be filled out and sent to Mayor Daley's office, asking that this incident be investigated to its fullest and that these police officers be held accountable.
It's been 10 years since we've been doing these marches, and I think it's useful to take a yardstick of where we are now versus where we were then, how we've progressed and perhaps how we have not progressed. In California, we are about to defeat a referendum, really pretty much for the first time in a big state like that will sign, seal, and deliver equal marriage rights for people in that state. And that will be an historic victory for our community. Just a few years ago, the polls were wildly against us in that state, but thanks to activism on the ground, people deciding they weren't going to take no for an answer, people filing lawsuits even when they were told not to, we are on the cusp of winning equal marriage rights in that state. But as many gains as we've won in places like California, in many ways things have not changed that much. 10 years ago, we did not have a single piece of national LGBT rights legislation. 10 years later, we're in the same position.
I was in the foothills of the Carolinas about a month ago with the mother, Elkie Kennedy, whose son, Sean Kennedy, had recently walked out of a gay bar. Someone attacked him yelling anti-gay slurs and bashed his head in. While he was in the hospital, the man who did this hate crime said to his friend, when he recovers and wakes up from his coma, he owes me $500 for breaking my hand. For this crime, he received 10 months in jail. These are the types of horrors we still face as a community, and hate crimes go far beyond just the major crimes that we see, but the day-to-day indignities that we face as a community. When we go, for example, on the subway where I live, or anybody on the elevator, and you want to hold your partner's hand, instead of being able to do it and enjoy it like everybody else, you've got to survey the area to make sure you're safe.
I'm Brother Michael of the Orthodox Catholic Church, and we're before the Roman Catholic Church. And St. Bacchus and St. Sergius were Roman soldiers that were married. And it was Jesus that loved them, and man murdered them. So I think the Roman Catholic Church forgets what they preach.